everyone can hear me. All the 0 people that are here.
Yes, I actually clicked go live this time, so you will be able to be heard.
Oh, that's good.
All right. So starting off this stream, I do want to talk about being Cole. What the fuck was that swing?
Oh, when he chopped off what's his face's head?
Yeah, when he chopped off the dude's head. What was that swing?
That was like a
That was the worst swing I've ever seen in my life.
well, he sucks. So
I mean, I 100% agree, but just yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm unclear. Not sure.
That was great. I thought that was such a funny moment. I don't know what the director was telling him to do, but oh my god. I can't believe they kept that in the final cut.
It was not. Eddard Stark would be hanging his head in shame. Saw that. I know I can't see that one. Oh, Aemon being the one to
Aegon, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting choice.
I guess Aegon shouldn't have called him out in the brothel like that.
Well, I also guess maybe Aegon shouldn't have shown up, period, right?
That too. That would have helped the situation a lot.
I liked how they kind of built up to it with the tension, with the conversation at the council in the beginning of the episode, where Aemond was talking to him in High Valyrian and basically like owned him in front of everyone, because then Aegon was like barely able to speak Valyrian. And so there's just this like continuing rising tension.
Well, 100%.
And then it culminates in this. He burns his brother.
He didn't even hesitate either. It wasn't like, can I get a shot in? No, it was just, I'm taking them both out.
Yeah, I'm going for this.
You wanted to be here, little bro.
This is
Well,
what
I guess
happens. Big bro. Yeah, this is what happens.
He is the little bro, though. Let's face it.
He is. It kind of reads almost like an assassination attempt. You could interpret it that way, I think. That it was a potential assassination attempt.
Yeah. Like, ooh.
Here's my
accidents
chance.
happen.
Right, here's my shot.
Who would be next in line to the throne? And let's be honest, he probably would be a lot better.
Yeah. I loved Alicent just like schooling him. Like, dude, we put you on this throne. We have done all the work. Shut the fuck up, sit down, and let us run your kingdom for you.
I made you, figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
Sit down.
And then, like, he was just like, excuse me? And she literally just did the equivalent of, like, what are you going to do? Fire me?
Yeah. You gonna fire your own mom? No, you're not. You gonna hang me?
I'm the queen, man. What are you going to do?
Technically, I'm pretty sure he could, but
he could if he really wanted to, but it might piss a person or two.
Maybe just a little bit.
Otto might be a little offended.
Yeah.
Might be a little pissed off.
But hey, he didn't want his advice anyways. What does he know?
That's
right?
true. He's only been hand of the king for how long?
He only has knowledge and wisdom. Where's the action?
Yeah.
There was just so much like foreshadowing and symbolism in this entire episode.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of it all over.
Like the director just was on a binge. I didn't really see as much in the earlier ones, or maybe there was. It was more subtle.
Maybe.
But this one is really in your face. I mean, Alicent with the dragon in her hand, the stone dragon, drops it. The wing falls off.
Yeah, the wing breaks off, and if you've read the book, we all know what happens to Sunfire.
Yep.
Speaking of dragons, that was brutal.
That was.
That was brutal.
But I do want to mention before we go on that the whole sunfire in the wing. That's also very accurate to the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole fight and everything happened pretty much the way it should, all down to the details.
The only difference being Vagar burning them.
Yeah.
Aemond trying to kill him, not trying to kill him, potentially. Okay, so the dragon fight was brutal. It looked good. The people on the harnesses still kind of looks bad.
Yeah, their green screen with that is not good. Considering how good all the other CGI is so far in this series.
Look great. I think it looks better than it did like on Game of Thrones.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I still think it doesn't look good. That being said, though, the dragons like clawing each other and ripping each other open and stuff. Oh god. Ugh. It hurt me. I don't like seeing the dragons hurt each other. I don't like it. But the battle itself, like I really feel like they gave you a good sense of how destructive the dragons are.
Yeah. Especially afterwards with Cole and him in like his like shell-shocked state, walking through the valve. I think it like hit him about like what can of worms he just opened up. Like this isn't normal war. This is war with dragons.
When he touches the soldier and, you know, says we have to go find the king, and then the armor just collapses and he sees it's just bones and ash.
Yeah.
I think he's finally realized, like, oh my god, I'm in way over my head. I did not realize what was going to happen with dragons and warfare.
Is that going to stop him? Hell no.
No. Is that going to stop anyone else? Hell no.
But it's there. He at least acknowledges it.
He finally realizes, like,
even if he doesn't say it.
This is actually way worse than I thought it was going to be. This is actually horrifying and bad. Because that whole battle was just a shit show. Even if you won, did you really win? Because your king is on the verge of death right now. Like, it's just... It is all around a bad situation. For everyone.
Yeah.
And Rhaenys is dead.
Yeah, that's kind of a rough one. Is it bad that I feel worse for Meleys than Rhaenys, though? Like, I'm kind of like, oh, Rhaenys is dead. That sucks.
But that dragon had to die. The dragon didn't have to die. I know. That's how I feel about it. Like, no, not the dragon.
And like the way they showed like the connection between Rhaenys and Meleys, it was really nice.
Yeah, they had a good relationship.
Yeah.
And speaking of Rhaenys, she finds out, finally they did the reveal that Alan and, by extension, Adam are Corlys' bastards.
Yep.
So they revealed that. I liked how they wrote it in there. It was explained without being outright explained. I thought that was well done. So that's like the last interaction Corlys has, is that like she's a little salty about his bastards, and then the next thing he knows, like she's gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Like,
but Rhaenys being kind of a creep though. She just basically went up to this dude and was like, "Oh, you're handsome, aren't you? Must have good genes."
because she knows.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah,
I feel like the plot is getting moving. I felt like the last episode, the plot was a little stagnant.
yeah,
We had a little bit of like filler stuff going on, and this episode I felt like everything was driving the plot forward, which was nice.
100%. Yeah, because like the first episode, I get it. You gotta remind everyone on last season and kind of get all the pieces set.
Yeah.
Second episode, okay, whatever. You know, let's
you got to start setting things up, which they
You know,
did.
we can get the political stuff out of the way. And then you had the third one. And it was, I was starting to get to the point where I'm like, okay, come on. I get it,
But come on,
but give me some action.
give me something. Um, Damon is currently hallucinating in Harrenhal.
Yeah, just want to say I called it The Haunting. I am glad that they really focused on the aspect of how haunted Harrenhal is, because we visited Harrenhal in like Game of Thrones, well, A Song of Ice and Fire, or Game of Thrones with Arya and stuff, and you know, it was all just kind of myths about the haunting. I like that they're actually putting it in here.
Right. And they're leaving it ambiguous enough to say, is it actually haunted, or is it the stories of it being haunted that's just like messing with his mind?
Or is this Rivers girl just
Messing with him.
drugging him?
Right. Yeah, so we met Alice Rivers in this episode. Like, we finally have an identity for her. And then we see her for like 2 seconds in a previous episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we saw her.
He met her like when he first shows up.
He met her when she first showed up, and
Yeah.
she was the girl who met him at the Weirwood and said, "You're going to die in
Oh,
this place."
yeah. So we met
And
her.
that's when I said, "Oh, is she a specter? Is this the haunting of Harrenhal?"
That's right.
Or she might be connected in some way to the three-eyed crow,
my
the
hair,
three-eyed raven.
my hair is hot. Right. But
Because she did mention, like, one of the reasons it's haunted is because it was built on a forest of weirwoods.
I know, I liked that they went into kind of the whole history of Harrenhal and the building of it and the weirwood. And that you're sleeping on a weirwood tree. You're kind of bringing some of that back into the show, which is
And I liked it because it just kind of explains all the visions, because we know that the Weirwood, this network, keeps memories of everything that has happened.
Yeah, what Bran sees things by tapping into the trees, pretty much.
Yeah.
The three-eyed raven is pretty much a tree at the point where we meet him.
Visits Bran in his dreams and all this, so I like that it all makes sense. It's not just like it's haunted out of nowhere. You can go back and go through all of the things that we've seen, even if you just watch the show. You don't even need to read any extra books, and it all makes sense.
Yeah, it should all make sense. It's all following the rules of the world.
Yeah.
And the history of things that have happened in
and then just going along with like all the symbolism, like then he Damon wakes up with the blood on his hand, which was a little on the nose. Right. But it's like, oh, I have blood on my hand after I went to bed, and just that's it. We never revisit that again.
Yeah.
So was it a dream or what? Right. And then yeah, just the little thing, just a random black goat.
Yeah, right. It's
which is known to symbolize Satan.
Right, little Satan in the corner. Don't mind me. And synonymous with witchcraft too.
Mm-hmm. Just showing what like a dark haunted place this is. If the ruins and the castle just looks awful, I would hate to be living there.
The castle looks terrible. Looks nothing like what it looked like in Game of Thrones, which I'm happy about, because when I read the books, like, this is more of what I like pictured it to look like haunted castle.
Yeah.
Like creepy and cobwebby and dusty and just falling apart and just crappy and huge. But if anyone's read the book, then you guys, I guess, would know who Alice Rivers is. If you haven't read the books,
she has a secret.
She's got a role to play in the story. Sorry. But I like that they've introduced her as like this character who plays with potions and things, and she kind of knows about the weirwood trees and all that stuff. And of course Damon's dreams are very like symbolic, and I kind of like that they're taking the time to kind of get inside of his head a little bit, because in the book you don't really get inside of his head. You just get his actions. and he's kind of very much portrayed as power hungry, kind of violent dude.
Yeah.
But these visions and things kind of suggest that he's conflicted about his situation. He's conflicted about his relationship with Rhaenyra. There's some guilt there. Um, he's got some regrets about the women in his life. It like he's got thoughts about things that he's done, and he's kind of reflecting on it, and he's maybe struggling with decisions that he's made, or is trying to reconcile the decisions that he's made. It's nice because they're fleshing him out and making him more complicated. Which is
Yeah, I
kind of
think
nice.
I think it was done in a great way because in the book you kind of have Daemon goes to Harrenhal and then we don't see him again until after he leaves Harrenhal.
Yeah.
So I saw this as a perfect opportunity to really play with the history of Harrenhal and really flesh out Daemon.
Yeah, Daemon went to Harrenhal, then he left Harrenhal, then he fought a battle, then he did this, then he did that. That's really what.
Yeah.
Not a lot there. Oh, I just thought of something. When
You want like a hair tie?
I don't know what I want. Maybe. But if it would just sit there. Maybe it'll sit back there like that. When Alicent says maybe you would be half the king your father was or whatever.
Mm.
I thought about that moment in The Lion King where Scar just yells, "I'm 10 times the king Mufasa was." Like, that's what he's thinking right now. I'm 10 times the king my dad was. Shut up.
Is that it? Is Aegon Scar?
I think Aemond is actually Scar.
Just because he's missing the eye, he has the scar.
Well, he burned his brother. It was like the wildebeests, but if the wildebeests didn't work 100%.
True.
Like the wildebeests, if Simba came upon Mufasa and Mufasa was like, "I'm broken, Simba, help me."
It's like the Lion King. If instead of wildebeest, Mufasa got burned by a dragon.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, that's just it. I did love the way they depicted like Vhagar's scale. Like every time we see Vhagar, I'm impressed at how they really just show how big she is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because like the first time we see her, well, no, I guess it was the second time. Because the first time we see her is when Aemon goes and like rides her. Second time we see her when she just like her head comes above the castle wall.
Oh my God! In the rain, what a moment that was. Yeah.
And then this one where just above the trees you just see the wings flapping. Like how terrifying must that be if you're a soldier?
Oh my God! If you see like not as just a dragon, it's Vhagar. Like Vhagar, who is the dragon of Visenya, the like evil sister.
Yeah.
And then even when they're in the sky, they have these shots where you can see like Sunfire is smaller than Melee's, and then Vhagar, and then they do this one shot where Vhagar is like flying over the sky, and she doesn't quite do what Balerion did, but she like kind of almost blots everything out as she flies by. She's just so huge.
Well, it's based on like the lore and everything, because there's never been a like size given to each one, but it was said that like Vhagar is pretty much as big as Balerion. Balerion was just an itsy bit bigger.
The only difference
like they were pretty close.
The only difference is that Balerion was bigger, and he just Vhagar lived longer, so she kept growing.
Well, technically, yes and no. I'm pretty sure Balerion and Vhagar at the times of their deaths
were about the same size.
Were about the same. So Vhagar's coming up on the same age as Balerion.
That's true, because Balerion died
at about 200 years old, but none of the no one actually knows how old Balerion was, because Balerion was the last dragon born on Valyria, so they don't know exactly when.
Yeah, it was an estimate. They were just estimating.
But there's a lot of like theories behind it that the reason why Valerian got so much bigger was because he was born on Valeria,
spent
and the
time there.
magic helped him grow a little bit bigger. Or, you know, there's cool ones like that. And then some are just boy dragons get bigger than girl dragons.
That's boring though, because
Yeah, I know.
that doesn't even work, because in A Song of Ice and Fire, dragons can change their sex.
Oh well, I don't know.
Dragons can change their sex in order to reproduce with other dragons. Like, that's a thing. So boy dragons getting bigger doesn't work. I like he was born in Valyria and was nursed by the magic and the blood magic and the whatever, and that's why he's bigger.
That's my preferred theory
I like
too.
that idea. Also, Sunfire was such a pretty dragon. It's like all sparkly in the sunshine and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then just now he's a
Aegon just had to be
now he's just a boo boo dragon.
brave. Aegon didn't even do anything.
What do we
That's
got?
the
We
thing.
got-
like he was there for 5 seconds
Yeah,
and
he
just
was-
got demolished.
Yeah. And then the look on his face when Vhagar shows up, he's like, "Oh, thank God." Like, yeah, dude, you would have died either. You would have died, my dude.
Yeah.
Melees would have ate you. So what do we have now? We have Boo Boo Dragon, Long Boy, Spiky Girl, Grandma,
Are we talking about the ones that are still
the
alive?
dragons, yeah.
Vermithor, whatever you want to name him.
Well, Melees, I guess, is dead, so we don't have Spiky Lady.
Okay, I thought Spiky Lady was Rhaenyra's dragon.
Cyrax?
Yeah.
I have to come up with a little nickname for her. I
Okay.
don't have one right now. I don't have one for Moon Dancer either, or Sea Smoke. I guess I need nicknames for them.
Sea Smoke, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff, the Magic Dragon, Long Boy, Boo Boo Dragon, Grandma.
I guess
don't know.
what Aegon, you could name his dragon like Twilight Sparkle.
No, his dragon's name was gonna be like Twilight Sparkle, but now it's Boo Boo Dragon.
Oh.
He's got big boo boos.
Ouchie boy.
Ouch boy. Yeah.
Or, oh no, maybe we can't put gender to them.
Boo Boo Dragon.
Okay.
It's Boo Boo Dragon. No, Caraxes is Long Boy. He's Long Boy.
Long them.
Long them. I just seeing Vhagar on screen just makes me happy. I like her.
She's got that big like jowl.
I love the
and
big
stuff.
jowl
It's
thing. I'm
just-
just like, cause it like waddles when she flies. I'm just like, I love that. It's great. I'm just like, look at you, you cranky old lady with your big jowls. Just, I like her. I feel like she's probably definitely like an evil dragon, but I like her.
Oh yeah, she's definitely an evil dragon.
Well, no, are dragons evil or are they amoral?
I don't know. I think she chooses violence a lot more than other dragons.
She does choose violence every time.
Although she was like born into war, so maybe it's just PTSD.
Visenya was also like her person for like a long time.
Yeah.
And then did Maegor ride her after? Or he ride Balerion?
Pretty sure you rode Balerion.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I thought Vhagar was like after. I thought like no one rode her until Aemond or something like that. Like she was.
Oh, I gotta double check. I'm gonna look. I gotta make sure.
I thought
'cause I
that's
don't
why it
remember.
was like such a big moment when Aemond like rode her.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
I could be wrong because I'm pretty sure with like most of the kings it was always like.
Well, she definitely
Balerion.
doesn't look like what she's supposed to look like in the show.
You know what? I don't care. I think she looks cool in the show.
I like
so
her. She's
any
perfect.
difference,
She's
that's
a
fine.
perfect lady. She's lovely. Visenya, Balon, Valerian, Lena. Remember Lena rode her.
Oh yeah.
And then Aemond.
Wait, Lena. Wasn't Lena the one that went to? I thought she was the one who rode Balerion and came back with like the people
No,
face disease.
no, no. Lena
Okay.
was Damon's wife, season 1. She rode Vagar.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember the daughter was like, "I'm gonna ride Vagar after my mom." Remember they in the
Yeah.
show they had Vagar like burn her
Yeah.
because she was like dying,
Mhm.
and Vagar didn't wanna.
That's right.
Remember all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I do. I
Um,
completely forgot about that in season 1.
And then, ooh,
Now I'm gonna have to look that up after we get off of here. Who was that girl that rode to Valyria?
oh my God, her name was like Aina or Aria or something like that. It was started with an A.
Okay.
You're talking, yeah, the one that rode to Valyria.
I'm bad enough with names. Now we're gonna get into Targaryen names. Is everyone's name the same thing? It's just whether they're the first, second, or 53rd.
I know, such as it is with royal families. A lot of the time. Yeah, I don't know. I just dragons. I wish we'd have seen Sunfire like a little more, because now he's just a boo boo dragon. But like he looks pretty cool. I like the look of him. Like when they talk about him in the book, he's supposed to be like this really beautiful dragon. And I was like, we got to see it for like a couple seconds. And Melee's was just like badass looking.
Yeah.
Like Melee's, they called her the Red Queen or whatever.
Melee's just like looks like the classic European style dragon.
Yeah,
Like
she
if you-
just looks like a
Yeah.
dragon.
like when you draw a dragon as a kid with all the spikes, like it's either black or red.
And yeah,
Like Melee's is just the red version.
but that's why I like Caraxes is a big long sausage man.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's drawn a dragon like that.
I love
ever.
him. I miss him. Where is he? I miss him.
We get to see him in the next episode with the preview.
That's true. The preview showed him in the next episode. I can't wait. I miss him with his little squeakiness.
I'm hoping we get at least some Daemon, because it's definitely shaping up to be kind of a filler episode.
Next episode?
Yeah. I mean, you got to have it where you see the aftermath of everything that happened, but
Well, and I think they do have to put in what the blacks are up to and their allies. Like, you have to show who is going to step forward for the blacks and how they're going to attain allies. Because right now they're kind of sitting dead in the water with everything. Other than having the Valerians and all their dragons. Like, he has to... Like, this Harrenhal stuff has to go somewhere.
yeah.
Well,
That's why we see Daemon's gonna start
yeah.
moving some pawns around.
Oh my God, Rhaenyra's finally back and is going to be active
Mhm.
too. I was glad she came back. Like, okay, like start doing the thing, lady. You got to start doing the thing. And
How many episodes did you say is in this season?
I think it's gonna be
Was it
10.
10?
I think so.
Around 4. So we're probably gonna get next episode
Or
is
is it
gonna be
8? Maybe it's 8.
next episode's kind of like damage control filler, like setting up. But if they end up putting in what I think
Never mind. They're only
going
doing
to-
8.
Really?
8 episodes for season 2.
Okay. Then I think the last few episodes are definitely going to be bangers,
Yeah, I think they will.
because there's a lot of action to come.
There's so much stuff that still needs to happen. I think it was good. I mean, whether or not you like the whole A Song of Ice and Fire thing in this show,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm indifferent to it. Like, I get it. Why not shoehorn it in?
Right,
so
tie it to
that
the other story. Like, I get it.
There's a common thread through everything, but
What I liked about it was that Rhaenyra told Jace about it.
Mhm.
And she entrusted him, and he can now say that, like, he is the heir. He has this, he's a little hot-headed, but now, his mother trusts him enough to give him this information. He's, like, confirmed as the heir. He should have all the motivation in the world now to really just fight for the cause. It's more than just taking the throne. There's more things at stake other than, like, his mother's claim.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just his mom wanting the throne.
Yeah, it's like more than that.
Yeah.
And also, can I just say, Allison drinking moon tea?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do?
We can do. And Lord Foot totally knew it too.
Oh, 100%. He was. He wasn't even like creepy, but he was kind of creepy in there.
He kind of always is kind of creepy, though, isn't he?
A little bit.
Yeah, like what'd you say? You're like, I am waiting for him to ask if she needs a foot massage.
Yeah, when he said, please sit down, I was like, yes, please sit down. Let me give you a foot massage to help you relax.
Yeah.
No, honestly, he's kind of growing. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Viserys a little bit.
Why?
Just his demeanor and not wait. No, am I mixing up from Game of Thrones?
Varys.
Varys.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, he's so much smarter than Viserys. What are you talking about?
I was like, wait, no, that wasn't his name. It started with a V. Yeah, Varys.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the master of whispers.
He's the master of whispers, but like, I don't know. He just
the way he speaks and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's growing on me too. I'm liking him more and more as a character. He is very just good at his job.
Yeah.
He's so good at his job. Yeah.
Yeah, he started out really creepy and everything, but yeah, I don't mind him.
No, I think he's more compelling this now that he's been established. And isn't doing things in every episode with feet. That helps. Yeah, gosh, I don't even know. I don't know if I've talked about everything, but man, this was a good one. This was a good episode.
A lot of action. It was a perfect amount of like action. I love the Harrenhal stuff, like everything.
The politics,
was really good
all of it. Yeah, it was all good. I am glad that Kristen Cole did get like some comeuppance.
Not enough though.
He didn't get enough, but he got some. He got slapped like, oh, what have I gotten myself into? Like, he got a wake-up call a little bit. And he needed it. Still hate the guy. Still can't stand him.
Oh, I'm never going to be able to stand him. Every episode, I'm just like, please let something happen to him.
Vagar, just roast him on accident. Like,
I really couldn't for the life of me remember if... Because I don't remember him being that big into this... big a piece of the story.
He is a big part of the story. The whole, like, Allison
I
romance
just
part.
Overlooked it.
Like, the whole thing of him being, like, kingmaker and all that. That happens in the book. The whole, like, Allison love thing, I don't remember being in the book. But... Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Either way, all I know is that that guy needs to learn how to swing a sword. Chop some wood. I don't know.
I'm trying to,
What?
I was trying to look something up about him, but... he sucks. Hate his guts.
I agree. Well, that's about all I had. Like, there wasn't a lot of deep stuff in this episode.
These are just first impressions of the episode. Yeah, I don't really have much of anything, and we haven't really gotten any comments to kind of go off of. So yeah.
It was nice and action packed. I liked it.
It was a good one. I liked it. I love seeing the dragons. I'm very sad that Melees is dead. This is gonna be this. It's gonna be hard on me.
Yeah.
All the dragons. It's gonna be tough. I'm gonna be sad a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst part for me too, is the dragons. But
Yeah. So
we know that they all die
rest in peace,
at
Mayleys.
some point or another.
Well, yeah. If you've
Not saying that they're all gonna die, and not.
yeah,
not
but if you've seen
spoilers.
Game of Thrones, you know that
But,
all the dragons
yeah.
are dead. Yeah, and that they've
I
been
just
dead.
meant- I just meant it sounded like in House of the Dragon, they're all gonna die. That's not what I meant.
Yeah, I know what you meant. You just meant anyone who's seen Game of Thrones knows
Hey, Paolo.
knows that the dragons are all gone.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Paolo.
Well, except Drogon, who flies away to wherever.
Yeah, with Daenerys's body. I meant at the beginning of Game of Thrones, like there are no dragons,
There are dragon eggs.
but then there's eggs, and then them eggs hatch. Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's all I really got.
All right. I mean, that's all I had. So I guess until next week.
Till next week, everybody.
We'll see episode 5. We get some. We get to see the aftermath of everything,
Mhm.
and
Caraxes. Most important,
Damon.
we get to see Caraxes
Damon goes to the Riverlands.
with Caraxes.
Yes. All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Have a good
We'll
night,
see you next
everybody.
week.
See you next week.